Alright, one more time. 1, 2, 3, go now. Hello everybody, this is General Snivy and welcome to more Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy. In today's session, this is possibly going to be the final play session of the game. Believe it or not, we're just about at endgame. So, let's go ahead and begin. What was I trying to say? The first thing we're going to do was we're going to be heading up this snowy mountain. Reason why we're heading up here is because I found out after yesterday's play session, really I was informed by a viewer, that I really should have gone to this level first. And you will soon see why. And really, it's a good idea to go up here anyway, because there are so many things that we have to take care of. Welcome to Snowy Mountain. One of the last couple of obstacles that we need to take care of here today. So, let's go ahead and begin. Within this place, we'll find lots of snowmen and prickly ice monsters. And also snowballs that love to hurt you and mess up your face. You'll also find some pressure-sensitive generators that you need to press down on in order to shut them down. I can't quite remember what these generators are called, but essentially you just have to jump on them and you'll shut them down. However, jumping on them is not exactly the easiest of tasks. You have to jump on them from a pretty good distance away, and you have to be sure that you reach the very top of the switch. And depending on the location of the generator thing, it could be a very big pain in the frickin' behind. As for over here, and why we're going over here first, is because, well, I just love killing myself. No. In actuality, the reason why we're going over there first is just so that way we can take care of another task while we were up there. Thankfully, if you do shut down one of these generators here, it will stay deactivated for pretty much forever. There's no way to reactivate them whatsoever once they've been deactivated, so that is something you should keep in mind. Now, this is the reason why I wanted to come up here, is so I could beat up that guy. I believe there's 3 of those guys within this general area, and that is, and the reason why we have to beat them up specifically is for another power core. Or is it a power cell? Oh my god. There I go again. Why do I always confuse the name of the power cells with power cores? Well, that's probably because they look like freaking power cores rather than power cells. I mean, seriously, what is up with that name and what is up with my platforming today? Oh, that is not good. It is not good at all. So anyway, I've recently finished my practice playthrough of this game. Like, just after I finished the last play session of this game, I decided to hop back in to the world of Jak and Daxter on PS4, and I went through and finished up all the levels and got all the power cells within the entire game. I am dead serious. We are that close to the end. That's why I titled this stream possibly the final session with a question mark. Screw you. There's another very big reason as to why we are here, and that is I've learned that within this place we'll find a way to activate those geysers that are scattered throughout this area. And that geyser is actually just below this sheet of ice. Believe it or not, it's literally like right there. So that is awesome. Now you may be wondering, how do we get down there? Well, we kind of have to find another way to get down there anyway. God damn it. This is one thing I really don't like about this place, is that ice physics is the boss of this entire level. I'm not kidding. It's that freaking annoying to deal with. Ice physics are handled in a very realistic fashion, even for a game such as this. So it makes traversing the ice a pretty big pain in the butt. But thankfully, it's not the worst thing in the world, and it is perfectly manageable. But it is still very annoying to deal with nonetheless. Okay, dude. Come on down. There we go. Oh, come on! That's a load of bullcrap. Okay, this is weird. Why is Daxter not providing any more commentary about my deaths? I mean, he was doing that constantly during the playthrough on PS4. Why is this so different? My only guess as to why is maybe it's the position of which I died in, and maybe the circumstance too. Who knows? But either way, it's out there. It's there. Another thing worth mentioning too is that those big guys who we were taking out that are sitting by those wooden structures, well, those particular guys do not respawn since they are an objective in order to get your hands on a power cell. Since they are an objective, they don't act like normal enemies. And I believe in order to even be able to fight them in the first place, you need to clear out all the other enemies around them. Then they'll jump down and try to fight you themselves. Here's another very annoying factor when it comes to this level. You'll be encountering certain enemy types that endlessly respawn, kind of like zombies in the Call of Duty game. This could be a pretty good way to farm green eco so that way you can restore your health quickly, but I find that the hit detection can be a bit spotty at times, even when fighting those guys, so I would just only knock out the ones. I would only knock out the ones that are really in the way. Otherwise, just leave them alone. It's not worth your time or your patience and sweat and tears. It honestly isn't. I guess another thing you can do as well is you could roll around on the ice at the speed of sound. As you got places to go, you gotta follow your rainbow. Okay. But really, I would not recommend rolling around on the ice. And the reason why is because, well, it's bad for your health. You could end up flying clear off of the face of the earth and fly off a cliff faster than you can freaking blink if you happen to do that. Hello there, buttholes. One other thing I will mention about this place is that the snow, it does not hamper your movement in any way. So whether you're traversing through deep snow or snow that's only up to your tippy toes, it's honestly not that bad to deal with at all. It doesn't hamper your movement in any way. But there we go. After knocking out all three of those ogres, I guess, you get another power cell, of course. What else would it be? A bag of carrots? And you also get a free trophy too. It's cold out here. Well, what do you expect this? What do you expect? It's a winter wonderland. You're not expecting to find any sort of active volcanoes and traversing through balls of fire and stuff. Oh wait, we're on top of a mountain next to an active volcano. Oh my god, Illuminati confirmed! JK. Now then, our next task is laid out within that fortress to the right. How do we get there exactly? Well, we need to find a way to open up the fortress's gate from someplace down below. How do we get there exactly? Well, we do have to take a different path in order to get there in the first place. Now, these two generators here are definitely the worst ones to take care of and shut down. And the reason? They're on ice, and if you hit them at just the wrong point, they'll send you flying clean off into Venus. Or off to Venus. And that's not fun. See what I mean? Combine ice physics with the bounce effect of these generators here, and you're in for a really rough time. Even the bridges are covered in ice, so that is something to look into as well. But for the most part, it's really not that bad. It's annoying, yes, but after shutting down all the generators, another power cell is yours. Hell yeah. That's what Papa Bear's talking about, boys and girls. Now comes another fun part. Time for a nice, fun enemy gauntlet. Use the power of the red eco to your advantage. And not do that. Unfortunately, if you do die there, your checkpoint is marked in the previous checkpoint location. In this case, it was like back towards the fortress entrance. So that kind of stinks, but thankfully the generators are deactivated and we don't have to worry about them anymore. Ever. We still have to worry about traversing through ice and also deal with enemies that just love to assault you and not have any sort of movement penalties whatsoever, even when they're moving on ice, which is absolutely absurd. It makes no frickin' sense. It's so stupid. But, oh well. They're enemies. They never play fair. When do they ever play fair? Oh, maybe in Contra, but not anywhere else. So as I was trying to say before I got completely murdered, use the red eco's splash ability with the ground pound to your advantage. That way you can destroy all these dark eco boxes and deal some significant damage to all the enemies. You don't even need to defeat them all, you just need to get through this gauntlet. It's not even much of a gauntlet anyway. So, there you go. You also get a trophy. It's dark in here. Although it's not really dark if you really think about it, it honestly isn't. It's not dark whatsoever. It's perfectly lit, visible, and it's quite wonderful. Now then, on to the next thing. How do we get to the next part? Well, you see this little opening behind these trees? Go this way. This way we'll have a little ice skating gauntlet, and we also have death. Everyone loves death. Thankfully, a checkpoint is marked back at the very beginning of the cave's entrance, so it's not that bad. But even so, just keep in mind that ice physics aren't going to be your friend throughout the entirety of the gauntlet. You also have to deal with these pieces of machinery constantly trying to push you off of the wall. So what I recommend you do, if you're traversing through the air by any means, I would recommend trying to double jump across each and every single gap. So that way you can safely land and make it across. But really, it's not even that big of a deal. It's not difficult to get through whatsoever. Sure, I died once, but really, is it really that bad? But after grabbing that power cell, we finally activated the yellow eco geysers. And this is the last geyser that you need to activate too, so that's nice. Now you may be wondering, how do we get out of here? Well, we could go back the way we came, or just slide down the icy hill. And that's about that. Our next task is in that fortress. Now then, how are we supposed to go about getting to that fortress and bring down the gate? There is a way. No, I can't quite remember what it is off the top of my head. Also, screw you. I'm pretty sure it has something to do with blasting yellow eco on some sort of a... crap. Well, that sucked. Oh well, let's try that again now, shall we? Hopefully this time with more success and not running into enemies like a freaking goober. Okay. Oh, hello. Hidden power cell. By the way, you need yellow eco to destroy that metal box that's just hanging on the wall. Afterwards, just unleash all kinds of hell with the yellow eco and just run around and pray that you end up getting all of the precursor orbs that were in those metal crates. It can be very easy to miss them, and once they drop into the snow, they practically become invisible. So try to grab them as soon as you get the chance. If you don't, you're more than likely not going to be able to find them, in which case you'll probably run around like a headless chicken trying to find all the damn precursor orbs. Alright, next task. It's not going to be in the fortress, but rather it's going to be down here. Hello there, buddy. Good to see ya. Our next task is a very simple one. We just need to get through this gauntlet with our friend here and go through all those pressure-sensitive switch courses. Thankfully, I believe there's just 2 of them. God damn it. If we fall, then unfortunately we do have to restart the course again. But again, it's not so bad. If you really want to assure your safety, double jump across every single gap and try not to overshoot your target. Just trying to get back to where you previously were. Please. No one wants that. Especially me, who's not exactly the patient type. Also, what the hell was that shit? That was stupid. Whatever. If you take too long to get through these, get through this course, then unfortunately the platforms will drop back down underground, and you'll be falling to your untimely doom, like I have been the past few attempts. Oh, god damn it. That last jump is probably the hardest one out of the entire course. Thankfully, it is the last jump, and it's... After that, it's basically smooth sailing from there. One other thing worth pointing out, too, is that when you start one timed course and you press another switch to start the next, I believe the first one just sinks back down and the next course just begins right then and there. Oh, that's weird. Anyway, welcome, Working Shimaria. Welcome to the stream. As far as what I'm doing here, I'm trying to get through this damn obstacle course, and hopefully with my butt intact. Just hasn't been that easy to get through. Alright, I guess I should wait for this. Yeah, that's what I should have done. Okay, looks like there's one more little part of the course that we still have left to go through. And again, if you die at any point in any part of the course, then unfortunately it's back to the beginning for you. And there we go. Task complete. Oh yeah. There we go, folks. That's how it's done. After grabbing that well-deserved power cell, we finally open the gates to this fortress. And also the door behind us closes. So we kind of have to take this platform all the way back to where we need to go to. Thankfully, it just goes straight up, so you can return to your previously assigned task, which is right up here. This fortress is a pretty small fortress, and there are several ways to navigate through it. Some places you can approach it from high ground, and some places you can just approach it in a different way. Camera, why you gotta do this? Well, that works. Just in time, too. Thankfully, these platforms will stay raised once you get within their general vicinity, so you don't have to worry about the platforms just simply sinking, even though you raised them just recently and then they drop. No need to worry about that at all. Hey there, dude. This fortress does contain some pretty annoying enemies, especially the smaller kind. But again, they're not that bad to deal with. Just give them a good smack and then they'll just stay down. Those Yeti guys, on the other hand, they'll take a lot more effort to take out. Which is kind of unfortunate, but oh well, what can you do? Now then, the next part of this fortress is the left-hand side. I believe there's really only one way you can approach this section, and that is like towards the back of the fortress and then make your way back around the front. Thankfully, the obstacle course is not too bad. It's just a couple of simple platforming jumps and swinging on some bars, and you're good. 86 power cells down. Only a few more to go. Of course, we still have some scout flies to rescue. Okay. Okay, up. Here we go. One thing I will definitely... Dang it! I will definitely say is that thankfully those Yeti guys cannot jump. So if you're on higher ground, then they essentially get mad at you. But thankfully, that's really the worst of it. But anyway, after hitting that switch, this switch that's right here, this will create a shortcut. So you can easily get right back up here if you need to. Alright, 5 scout flies down, 2 to go. Now then, as far as the other 2 are concerned, I can't quite remember where they are off the top of my head. It has been about a week since I last played this game, but I do remember quite a bit from my practice playthrough as I finish things up. Alright, cool. That's all the Precursor orbs of Snowy Mountain. Of course, there's still the remaining scout flies that we need to find and rescue. Then afterwards, we're done here. Well, okay, not quite done per se. Actually, yeah. After the scout flies are rescued, then we're done with this place. Already. Damn, that hurt. And it's only been about a half an hour. Just about. Of course, we've still got quite a bit of ways to go before we finish up the place completely. I believe a scout fly is somewhere over in this general vicinity. And that's a yes. There we go. That's number 6. Now, where is the last one? Honestly, I do not remember where this last one is. So it looks like I'm going to be searching for quite some time. Hopefully it won't take me too long to find it, but even so, finding these scout flies can be a bit of a task within itself. Screw you. Hey there, dude. How you doing? Now then, what can I talk about as of right now? Damn it. I thought I could take a shortcut. But that was a big fat nope. Dang it. Oh well. Perhaps there's another place I can look anyway. Is there something down here? Right. Down here was a generator, and that's about it. Huh. Alright. Perhaps? Oh, hello. I didn't think you would chase me that far, dude. Not sure what the hell is up with that guy. He must want vengeance, and he wants it now. I guess one thing I will mention is when it comes to these ice bridges, if you're trying to traverse the gaps, don't double jump. Instead, just do some regular, simple little hops across the bridge, and you should be fine. If you want to get through this cave in one piece, it's not a bad idea to just do these shockwave attacks over and over again and just destroy the eco boxes and thus create a small blast radius of sorts to kill every single one of these freaks before they kill you. But really, after that, it's just smooth sailing from here. Perhaps I missed something down here. Oh, of course, I just get smacked in the face. Dang it, dude. Perhaps this is a good thing that Daxter isn't going to be commentating that much anymore over my deaths. Maybe it's because I died so much that Daxter's finally had enough of my crap. And it's like, you know what, screw you, no more advice for you. That's okay, Armando. You haven't really missed much anyway. We did complete just about every single task here, and now we're just searching for the last scout fly as we make our way through this entire level in search for it. I remember these scout flies being really tricky to find. Ah, here we go. Here's the last one. Very cleverly hidden. Oh yeah. That's how it's done. And so, Snowy Mountain is complete. Now that that's done, we can finally go back and finish up Spider Caves. And trust me, missed a lot of death. Of course. So, anyway, back to what I was saying. Now that the yellow eco geysers have finally been activated, we can now finally go through and finish up that place. Of course, another thing I can do is turn in my Precursor orbs to the prospectors now. But I think I'm going to save that until after I finish up Spider Caves completely. Just so that way, when I finish up the place, then we'll be good to go. Yeah, it was. It was a snowy stage. How did you know? I wasn't expecting snow in a snow environment. No way. Okay. Anyway, back to Spider Caves we go. Reason why we're heading back here is because now that the yellow eco geyser has been activated, we can finally finish up this place properly. There's so much left undone here that it's not even funny. And the first task that we have left to do is, remember that the giant Precursor robot-like thing that was located deep within this cave? Well, we're heading back into that particular area because there was one section that's filled with spiders that come at you endlessly, which we could not completely the last time we were here. And the reason why was because we lacked the yellow eco geyser to give us enough yellow eco to go through the entirety of that little cave area. So now that we've activated the geyser, we should be able to get through with no problems. And we can just go rapid fire and go bang, 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 and everyone dies. Sounds like fun, right? I think so. Of course, with a little bit of clever platforming, we did manage to destroy some of the metal boxes that are in here, but there is still this one right here that we could not quite destroy. And again, it was just due to the fact that we just did not have enough yellow eco when we reached that point. So then, now that's done, time to head out of here and head to the next part of Spider Caves that I did not yet explore. And the reason why was because, well, I didn't even know this place existed until I've played through it within my practice playthrough. So here we go. I believe this next part is somewhere within this high area. Or maybe not. I'm thinking elsewhere. Yeah, I'm definitely thinking elsewhere. Here we go. This is what I'm talking about. Within this location, we'll find some metal boxes, which I kind of have to grab some yellow eco now, which is kind of dumb. Oh well, that's fine. At least there are plenty of yellow eco geysers that are finally active, and I can use them to my advantage. What's more is that you can also use first person to aim more accurately. And also, you see that dark eco crystal? You kind of need to shoot it and destroy it. Damn it. Ran out of time. Oh well. Yeah, it can be a very confusing game, but sometimes it can also be straightforward as well. The most confusing place to navigate through is definitely Spider Caves. I feel like this place has the most complex of layouts out of all the different possible locations that you can go through in the entire game. And the reason why it's so complex is because there's just a lot of verticality that's involved in this place that you need to navigate through. Plus, there's also the fact that if you come here first over Snowy Mountain, then you won't be able to complete this place at all. Instead, you'll have to be forced to... You'll be forced to abandon the level and come back later. Kind of like I did. This place is also filled with dark eco as well, and falling in will kill you, as I've clearly demonstrated several times over throughout the course of the playthrough. Now you may be wondering, what's down here? Well, it's a dark eco crystal. Fun fact, that sound effect, when the crystals are detonating, that sound effect was also used when the countdown timer began in Crash Team Racing, which was developed by Naughty Dog, so it is expected to see Naughty Dog reuse certain assets or even sound effects from some of their previous projects. It's a very common practice within many video game companies and not just Naughty Dog. Now it's time for another fun little gauntlet room that also involves going through it nearly blindfolded. And the reason I say this is because in order to get through here, you need to whack these dark crystals. You need to whack them in order to have them light up your way. If you miss them, then you're going to lose a bunch of time and also some serious, you're going to be in trouble. Once the crystal light goes out, then you're in the dark. You can still navigate through the place blindfolded, but as I was trying to say, if you're blind as a bat, it is still possible to navigate your way through. It's just going to be more difficult to do so. God damn it. So, if the lights go out, well then, you're blind as a bat and you can't see jack crap. See what I did there? There are also some precursor orbs to be on the lookout for here, so don't forget to pick them up as you're navigating through this part of the cave. Trust me, you don't want to miss any. And there we go, that's all the precursor orbs for Spider Caves. We're done with this place, pretty much. There's just a matter of destroying the last dark eco crystal, am I right? Yes. Just one more to find. As far as where it is, I'm pretty sure it's hidden underwater somewhere. I might take another walk through here just to be sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I missed something over here. Instead of taking the platform over to the right, go left instead. And down here, you'll find another dark eco crystal. And that was the last one. Hooray! And so, Spider Caves is complete. And within 42 minutes, pretty much. Now then, we also got a trophy known as Kerblam. Now you may be wondering, how do we get out of here? What do we do from here? Well, you can death warp back to the previous checkpoint, which is at the very beginning of the little dark cave segment. And before we leave, there is one more thing that we have to do, and that is grab some yellow eco before we head out of Spider Caves. And the reason why is because we needed to destroy a metal container that is just outside of Spider Caves. And not just any old yellow eco geyser can do either. You have to work with, not death, but you have to work with the closest one that's like closest to the entrance of the level. I believe the entrance is over there, yes. So I believe there's two of them you can use. But that one looks like it's closer, so we're gonna go after that one. And up we go, bouncy bouncy. Alrighty. Alright, once you grab this yellow eco, start going out of here as fast as humanly possible. Do a few long rolls, do some rolls and some long jumps, and you should be able to get out of here within a decent pace. And try not to get hung up. Afterwards, once you reach towards the level entrance, just push the square button to fire, and the yellow eco will automatically home in towards its metal box target. And bada bing, bada boom. Target destroyed, and so the power cell is yours. I had a brain fart there. I almost called it a precursor orb. I'm thinking of Jak 2 and 3. My god. Boosh. Alrighty then. Before we move on to the next part, which oddly enough is going to be the very last part of this game, like the very last one, there are a couple of people who we need to talk to. Now we got our hands on a ton of precursor orbs, 490 to be in fact. As a matter of fact, let me check my precursor orb counter just to be sure we're good to go. And that is a yes. Alright. I just wanted to be sure I wasn't missing anything because I had an odd amount of 490 precursor orbs. But I think we should be fine. There you go.
Alright already. Here's a power cell for those orbs.
And that makes power cell number 2 from the prospectors. Time to pick up orb number 3 and 4.
Alright already. Here's a power cell for those orbs.
Here we go. And one more for you.
Oh, yeah, I got it this time. Here's
A power cell!
yeah, what he said.
That's it. You cleaned us out. No more power cell!
And that's basically everyone yelling at me for confusing power cells with power cores. And there we go. That makes power cell number 94. Alrighty then. That's basically all the... That's the final time we'll have to pay someone to pay for power cells. Ever. So we're good from here. We don't need to worry about paying people to get our hands on power cells anymore. So that's awesome. Now that we've collected everything that there needs to be collected in this entire area, all we have to do now is just head on off to the final part of this game. I believe for this area you need at least 80 power cells. If not 80, it's probably 72. I can't quite remember off the top of my head. I said in the last play session, but it's...
Alright! With these additional power cells, I should be able to supply the heat shield with enough power to stand up to this lava. But the shield still has a limit. It will now withstand temperatures up to 800 degrees, but no more. So keep an eye on your gauge. I don't want to think about what those temperatures would do to your zoomer if the shield gives out.
Yeah, heat.
What? The silver? Hey, what about us?
Don't you think we could look for a safer route to go, Citadel?
Look, I've released more cooling balloons into the tube, so you can use them to keep the temperature down. And don't forget to activate the teleport gate in the Yellow Sage's lab. We're counting on you.
Sounds good to me. Let's get going. Off we go. Welcome to this particular place, Lava Tube. Within Lava Tube, there are a lot of precursor orbs just hanging around about in the open. Not only that, you also have to deal with the fact that with the newly upgraded heat shield, we can withstand temperatures up to 800 degrees, but that's our maximum limit. And you also have to deal with the fact that if you fall off like that, you will instantly die. And this place is a very, very long zoomer level. Like, really long. Kind of reminds me a bit of a level I would see in, like, Metroid Prime. I can't remember what it's called. I feel like it's called Magmore Caverns or something. I wish I could play the music here, but Nintendo would probably Content ID match me faster than I could freaking blink if I would do that. And really, that would not even be a good idea anyway. Anyway, this level in particular is the only level that actually has checkpoints. The only canyon-like level with the zoomer, it's the only one of its kind to have checkpoints, and that's because of the length of the level itself. If you screw up like that, then, well, you might not be able to come back out of this alive. And it's not exactly easy to navigate through the place within a timely manner and still grab precursor orbs. Did I just glitch through the level? I'm stuck. I'm stuck. God damn it. Dead again. Physics just gave me the middle finger. I know, I missed a precursor orb. I'll be sure to grab it when I go back through here again. No need to worry about it. I guess another thing you can do to reduce the heat when you're going through this place is try to jump into the air as much as humanly possible. That's not over lava pits. And try not to drive over hot lava parts. Also, I did not mean to navigate this far into the level. Not without grabbing you. Oopsie. It is possible to grab all the precursor orbs that are in this tunnel, as well as complete it on your first go, but it's not an easy task, and if you miss one, well then, you kind of have to backtrack and turn around. Come on, turn around, damn you. There we go. And so, we're floating in the air. Great. And also, once you get within this general area here, this marks a checkpoint. Sure thing. I'll be sure to do that. Within this place, you'll find a lot of yellow eco power sources. Okay, that was bad. You'll also find a couple of cooling balloons here too, so if your heat is like through the roof, then feel free to just run into them and restore some of the heat. And if you have any yellow eco left over, use it to destroy any mines that you come across on your path. Otherwise, it may prove difficult to get past them and also be able to get through within a decent pace, and that can really cost you your life like that. Thankfully, once you shut down the power thing that is within this room, you can just simply continue on your merry way through here. This section is pretty long and also very dangerous, because if you fall off this metal railing here, which is pretty easy to do, or if you miss your jump somehow, then unfortunately you're not going to be coming back after that. Thankfully, the place does have a lot of it does form in like a little U-like fashion. It's almost like a tube, like a half tube to be exact. And upon touching the tube, not touching, but rather landing in the tube, then you should be pretty good to go. I guess one other thing worth mentioning too is that even with the power of yellow eco, you can't shoot the cooling balloons. You kind of have to run into them yourself. And thankfully, if you do run into a mine somehow, then nothing happens, you just lose some health. And there we go. That's the last scout fly for the lava tube, and so we just need to make our way to the exit without dying like a frickin' chump. Again. Thankfully, there's just 2 checkpoints that you really need to worry about here. And thankfully, with the power of the yellow eco, we can not only destroy mines, but also destroy some of the giant dark eco boxes that are just being transported around and about within this entire location. So, it's really not too bad. It's just, apparently if you run into one and detonate it, you will die instantly. Which is unfortunate. Thankfully, if you do end up missing something, you can always go back for the most part. And once you reach the end of this area and activate the teleportation switch within the Yellow Sage's lab, then you'll be able to teleport back to the previous location and restart this canyon, or restart this area all over again, if you really want to. But I'm going to try to collect everything that I can, even if it does cost me my life. And apparently I missed some stuff. Shoot. 4 precursor orbs I missed. Well, shoot. Well, whatever. Like I said, I can just teleport back and restart.
Where's old short, green, and wrinkly?
This is terrible. Father is missing. I think Gaul and Maya may have kidnapped him as well.
Relax, sweetheart. I got everything under control.
Under control? Lurker armies continue to grow across the land. The sages have been kidnapped. Gaul and Maya have gathered enough eco to complete their terrible plan. And to stop them, you're going to have to fight your way through their citadel.
Yeah. That about sums it up.
You've got to rescue my father before it's too late. And Jack, be careful.
Yeah.
Sure.
We will be.
Damn, Daxter. Little angry much? But, like I said, I will have to return back to the Red Sage's lab so I can restart that course. Because I don't think you can go back at any point after you, damn it. I don't think you can, return and go backwards through that, lava tube if you, make the final jump. So, that kind of sucks that we kind of have to... Come on, really? I couldn't go, jump across the track? Seriously, screw this game sometimes. Oh well, it's fine. I can try again. And with a little bit of help, I should... die. I should die. Dang it. Alright. It kind of sucks that I ended up missing some precursor orbs back there. Oddly enough, that did not happen during my practice run. Not sure why. Perhaps there was a section that I needed to go through that I couldn't make it through exactly, and so I missed some precursor orbs. That or they blended in with the lava background in some parts of this level, and so I completely missed them by mistake. It's possible one of those two things, or both of those things, happened. Okay, so, again, just 4 precursor orbs. That's all we're missing here. Of course, we still have to complete this level in its entirety all over again, which is kind of lame. And there they are. Or I could just make my way back since we're right there at the very beginning. Okay. Well, there we go. Lava tube is complete. I could also intentionally KMS, but... oh well. Game? That was kind of weird for you to do that, despite my vehicle clearly being detonated. Hate some percentage glitches, depending on the game I'm playing. Damn it. Well, whatever. But I never really ran into any percentage glitches whatsoever of any game I played. There might have been something, although I can't quite remember what game it was exactly. But anyway, now that we collected all the precursor orbs and basically everything else in between, we're up to 270, so it's time to take on the Citadel, folks. Gaul and Maya's Citadel, the final area in the entire game. And in this place, there's only 5 power cells to collect, and it's the last 5 in the entire game.
It's about time you two decided to show up.
Nice to see you, too. Do they have you mopping the floors now?
There's no time for jokes, Daxter. Gaul and Maya kidnapped us to sap our energies to power their abominable machine. It appears they have supplied the functional remains of a precursor robot with scavenged artifacts from across the land. Then they added a few diabolical additions of their own, creating the one thing capable of opening the dark eco silos. If you can free the 4 of us, We can use our combined powers to break the force shield surrounding the robot before they use it to destroy the world.
Okay, sounds good to me. Saving the world time, folks. This is the final gauntlet that we have left to go through. Welcome to the Citadel. Within this place we'll find pressure-sensitive switches and also puzzle elements. Puzzle platforming! Yay! Fun, huh? Yes, it is. Let me tell you. I highly recommend you go through this place from the right-hand side and just make your way around via a circle-like fashion. That way you have plenty of time to just go through the place and collect all the stuff that's here. There are once again 7 scout flies to rescue, I think. Yep, 7 scout flies to rescue, and these are the last 7. And there's 200 precursor orbs to collect in the level. Thankfully, all the precursor orbs, for the most part, are bunched up together within a single location. Not necessarily a single location per se, but like a lot of them are located within like one spot in particular. So really, most of the precursor orbs that you'll find here are just gonna be stored in a certain spot. As far as where exactly, well, you will soon find out. Now, you may be wondering how you go about completing this room. Well, that, my friends, is not exactly the simplest of tasks. If you step on a platform of a certain color, or lack thereof, the other corresponding platforms of the same exact variety will fall down as well. It's possible to just destroy all the platforms before you even get a chance to collect everything that's around the location. I.e. precursor orbs and basically anything else. Oh dear. Lurkers, my favorite. They're my favorite enemies, said no one ever. You also have to deal with metal crates too, so you can collect more precursor orbs. And trust me, there's quite a lot of them that you need to destroy within this entire gauntlet. Thankfully, I believe that was like the last of them that we need to worry about. But of course, there's still the matter of that.
Something really teary at the funeral. Like, how am I gonna get Kate back now?
Damn, Daxter. Ungrateful much? Oh, damn it. And of course, we have to go back through here again. And for some weird reason, Daxter now feels like it's necessary to provide commentary upon death again. That's cool. Like, why now, of all times? And why do we have to watch this little cutscene again? That really... That's just kind of weird. God damn it. I guess one thing worth noting is that with Yellow Eco, is that if you're in the air, you're going to be quite vulnerable if you choose to fire Yellow Eco, because you can only fire like one singular blast at a time. And by the way, in order to get through this room, you need to not only destroy those 3 generators in the very back of this room, you also need to kill all the enemies in here without dying yourself. Which is easier said than done. Oh, so no commentary this time, Daxter? What the hell is that about? Whatever, it's fine. I believe once the generators are destroyed, never mind, apparently they repair themselves. Upon death, that is. Oh, dang it, what am I doing? I meant to do that. When you're navigating your way through this room, just blast everyone that stands in your way and try not to jump into the air so much unless you feel it's absolutely necessary. Use the red eco to its fullest capacity and just spin a lot. This way you can knock out multiple enemies all at once seriously, screw you.
Let's get going.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's get the hell out of here, please. That would be great. Thankfully, after you finish that little area, you just need to set the first stage free and grab another power cell. Set me free!
You finally come to rescue. Do you know how long I've been in here? What took you so long? What are your names?
I'm Daxter. He's Jack. He's with me.
Good job, Daxter. You're a real hero. You've got to stop Gaul from launching the robot. I'll use my ego to help open the shield door.
Great! Thanks, buddy. Thank you for the hand. I greatly appreciate the need for it. I honestly do. Anyway, time to begin the next part of this little gauntlet here. So, if you really need any sort of help with puzzle platforming within those blocks there, I would double jump into the air and do a spin, and as soon as you land, just simply stop moving. Stop moving and then double jump into the air and repeat the process again. This way, you are able to continue on your merry way without activating multiple platforms all at once. Because that's really the last thing that you want. Although sometimes it's a bit inevitable and it just so happens to happen. But even if it does, it's not all that bad. But it's still bad. Worth it! And if you do happen to die, you just, all that happens is that you just respawn back at the previous checkpoint. Which, excuse me, in this case, was when we, released the Red Sage from his cell. Hello there, how you doing? Alright, on to the next part. Okay. Now it's time for another fun room, and that's right in here. Within this part of the gauntlet, this basically just relies on platforming. Platforming at its finest. Thankfully, these square platforms, yeah, they spin, but really, it's nothing to worry about whatsoever. There's no real obstacles whatsoever that you really have to deal with until you get to the top, that is. And also, you'll have to deal with blind jumps occasionally. And bullshit. Damn it. I just found the scream so awesome, I wanted to hear it again. Dang it. This room can be a bit difficult to get through, but in all honesty, it's not that bad. Really, the parts that are considered pretty bad are just the blind jumps. And that's really about it. Other than that, it's not that bad. Thankfully, I believe there's only like one blind jump that you had to worry about, and that was like jumping to the circle. And that was about it. By the way, I do believe you do need the blue eco in order to get through that section. I don't know if any part of this has a checkpoint whatsoever. So that is something to keep in mind, and you do need blue eco, and you need to have it last the entirety of this part right here, which can be a bit easier said than done. And the reason why is because at the very end of this little gauntlet corridor here, you'll find a platform of which you need to raise with the power of blue eco. So you kind of have to move fast if you want to get all the precursor orbs in this room. Okay, so much for the checkpoint. Dead, damn it. Oh well, I don't mind going through this room again. It's not even that long or that difficult whatsoever. It has fire spewing hydrants, I guess, but for the most part it's not even that bad. It really isn't. Damn it. I hate it when I do that. I'm thinking that a platform is going to go further or closer towards my destination, but in actuality it doesn't. It just goes and does whatever it feels like doing. Come on. Okay, here we go. There we go. That's what I like to see. And this is what I was talking about earlier. Most of the precursor orbs that are in this place are located within those things, those platforms that you need to raise, and that's basically it. No, set me free!
Good work, fellows. Samus was right about you. Great piles of precursor metal. That insidious mechanical creation must not be allowed to wreak its terrible havoc. I will try to actuate the shield door by eliciting a conduit of energy between myself and the vast portal below. Yeah. You do that. We'll, just go find more help. Weirdo!
You know he was in earshot of that, right? Okay, moving on. There's still another sage whom we need to rescue. Actually, make that 2 of them. You may be thinking maybe we could have long jumped from that particular platform over there over towards the sage's cage. Well, I don't think that would work. At least, I don't think it would, but then again, maybe it would. I'm not a speedrunner, so I can't say. But really, it wouldn't be fun to just jump straight to the exit right away. That's no fun. I like doing things the fun way. Even if it involves glitching, it can still be fun sometimes. This is not one of those times, though. There we go. 4 scout flies down, 3 to go.
Land on the next launcher!
Will do, Daxter!
Don't miss the next launcher!
This room, in my honest opinion, is probably my favorite room to get through in the entire freaking gauntlet. Reason why is because you need to utilize these blue eco launch platforms and launch yourself from one area to another. I don't know if that's going to be enough distance. No, it's not. There's not exactly a lot of room for error either within this place. And again, if you fall, then unfortunately you are going to die. And we'll have to restart the gauntlet. Which is kind of lame, if you ask me. Alright. Alright, one more jump. Off we go! Unfortunately, we don't have enough eco to necessarily get through that, but we can just grab this eco and go back through the door. I had to do the same sort of thing when I was playing through my practice run. And it's honestly not that big of a deal. It honestly isn't. But there we go. Another trophy. Hey, set me free!
Thought I'd
Okay. Well, with that, now that we freed the other three sages, before we can go and rescue the fourth one, which is the green sage, Samos, a set of platforms have appeared, and so we just need to begin our climb, begin our ascent. And the only way to get it to appear is to free the other three sages before you can free the fourth one. Just saying. Alright. Now you may be wondering, how are we supposed to get to those platforms? Well, they're just over here. Just need to climb them all the way up to the top and then begin the final gauntlet to free old green sage Samos. Honestly, this climb is not even that hard. It's just requires a bit of timing and good platforming, and that's really about it. Now this part can be a bit confusing. As far as where we should go to next, it's right here actually. It's coming right at us. We kind of need to use this metal structure here to climb up this machine. And climbing up this machine can be a bit of a pain in the butt, but really it's not that bad. It really, really isn't. There's Scout Fly number 6, and I believe number 7 is on the left-hand side, just... No? Okay, maybe it's a little bit further in. Just a little bit further ahead, and then we'll be able to find it. We will definitely pick that last Scout Fly up before we head off to the final boss. That's for sure. There we go. That's all the Precursor orbs in the entire game. The Super Orbinator, too.
Good work, boys. You're real heroes now. I'll combine my green eco power with the other three sages, and together we'll open the shield door surrounding the Precursor robot.
Yeah, that sounds like a good start. And then after you guys open that shield, what are you gonna do about the robot?
Nothing, Daxter. We have to keep the shield open. It's up to you two to figure out how to destroy the robot.
Oh, great. I get to help the guy that turned me into a furball destroy the only person who can turn me back!
First, save the world. Then we'll try to convince Gaul to help Daxter.
You're too late, Samus. Once I possess limitless dark ego, I will have the key to creation itself.
This is madness! Releasing that much dark eco will destroy everything we know! Just look what it's done to you!
It has given us a beauty beyond anything you could understand.
Beauty? Have you two looked in the mirror lately?
Just wait until we open the silos, little one. You think short and fuzzy is bad.
And to think, you two traveled all this way for mine. Fools! Enjoy the front row seats to the recreation of the world!
Oh dear. That's not good.
Take the elevator up and stop that robot!
I will, right after I find the last Scout Fly and grab the last Precursor orb. And of course, it's gonna be somewhere down below on ground level. Whee! Well, that was a safer landing than I thought it would be. So that's cool. And there it is, like right at the very beginning. Of course. Of course. Only me, am I right? Or am I right? And there we go. Last Scout Fly and last Precursor Orb. totally buzzed out. And that, my friends, makes 101 precursor, not precursor orbs. I meant to say power cell. Oh my god. Boosh. Even in the end, I still could not say it right. Ever. But anyway, that's the last one. All 101 power cells have been collected. All scout flies have been rescued, and all 2,000 precursor orbs have been found and collected. So now it's time to go and fight the final boss and completely finish this game. Of course, we have to make our way all the way back up to the top because we had to jump all the way back down to find the last scout fly. Because I suck at this game. JK. Nah, I was just, not being observant enough. Crud. There we go. Now we just need to climb right back up here. Yeah, I will be doing Jak 2 and 3, but not anytime soon. Sometime down the road I will go and do a playthrough of those games, but definitely not anytime soon. As far as what my next project's going to be, even I don't know off the top of my head. And the reason I say this is because, well, I still need to do some thinking as far as what my next project is going to be. I do have a couple of ideas, and I'm heavily leaning towards doing a blind playthrough of Mega Man X for the Super Nintendo off of my SNES Classic Edition. But I also have a few more game ideas of possibly doing in the near future as well. But as far as what I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna post a poll on Twitter, like after the stream is over, and I'm gonna let you guys decide on what game you would like to see next. But as of right now, we still have some unfinished businesses to take care of, and that is right over here. Thankfully, within this location, we will get plenty of death, because this game just loves throwing me off the freaking platforms and completely ruining my life. But no, after you jump onto this platform, you should be able to, you should be teleported towards the final boss arena. And so, here we go. Get your hands on all the yellow eco that are within this location. Go into first person and start blasting this freak away. Just keep in mind that sensitivity is going to be a bit of a big factor. After you destroy one of these parts, the silo will start to open and like a strange mechanism will fly around and about. Grab the blue eco and jump as high as you can into the air with the jump platform. Be sure to do so within a sensible time frame. Otherwise, if you don't make it in time, then I believe it's instant death. So essentially the cycle now repeats. We kind of have to deal with these guys as well as oh, come on, you assholes! Damn it. Out of yellow eco again. Oh, damn. That's not good. Well, that kind of sucked. Then again, maybe that was what I had to do. I feel like I should have, I had to... Okay. Now comes the fun part. We have to deal with blast waves, like red eco power. And if we happen to get hit by too many of these waves, then we will die. And I believe if you do die, then unfortunately you do have to restart the fight, like me. God damn it. Well, that sucked. Thankfully, there is a green eco orb that you can use there to restore your health and really extend it to your 4th hit. be sure to pick it up as soon as the fight starts. There we go. First part of the fight is down, on to the next part. Honestly, this fight is not even that hard. It's just I was a bit too careless. And that happens, especially if you fight the guy for the first time and he just completely wrecks your face for no reason. Somehow. I do believe these guys can only be defeated by the power of yellow eco anyway. If you try to use regular attacks, then you're just gonna get hurt. Okay. Yeah. For that part of the fight, you just have to deal with all the enemies, and after you take them all out, then those buttholes in the robot will try to destroy this area again and open up this geyser that much further. Here's something I definitely recommend as you're going about this fight. Try to stay on the outside perimeter as much as humanly possible. That way, you don't have to worry about possibly falling into the dark eco pit. And if you have to tank some hits, don't be afraid to do so. Just try not to do it too often and don't be reckless. And I believe as you deal more and more damage against the Precursor robot, the time it takes for that instant death machine to unleash that shockwave-like attack, it'll get shorter and shorter. And also this geyser will open up more and more. So that is something to keep in mind as you're going through the fight, and apparently it has the power to go through structures. Damn it. Crap, crap, crap. God damn it. Ugh, I hate that. Man. Can't believe I lost so much damn health, especially early on in the fight. That's not really something you want to do. If you lose too much health, it may not be a bad idea just to simply KMS and restart.
Eco won't protect you now.
But really, this fight, despite it being the very last one that you have to deal with in the entire game, is really not that bad. It's just a matter of endurance. Really. It's just endurance and also timing your attacks so you hit the proper parts of the Precursor robot and destroy each and every single part. There we go. Thankfully those monster-like creatures do drop green eco, so if you need some, feel free to grab it if you possibly can. But if you're completely maxed down on health, then don't worry about it. Man, those shockwave-like things are so annoying. They honestly are. God damn it. Well, that didn't quite work out. Oh, fudge you! That is so unfair. Absolutely unfair. Can't believe that shit just threw me off the damn arena. Like I could not recover at all. What the hell? Screw this game sometimes, I swear.
Eco won't protect you now.
Okay, down we go. Alright, go ahead and unleash those bad guys again, please. That would be great. Thank you. I really wish you can fire eco yellow eco in like a shockwave-like fashion, like as soon, like if you push circle to spin, it fires a shotgun. But sadly, that's not how it works. It does not work that way, and I wish it did. That would have been awesome, like another attack. But, oh well. I'm not a developer, I can't say what happens and what doesn't happen. God damn it. That works. That shockwave, I swear, is the absolute worst. Great. Now I only got one hit to work with. One more. Dang damn it! Is there any way to avoid that attack? Really, Daxter? You really felt like it was time to say that too? I don't get you at all. Damn this friggin' boss. I don't know why he's giving me so much trouble here. When I completely murdered his ass when I was doing my practice run of this. Like, what the hell? I don't get it. Perhaps it's just a Let's Play curse. Even though I'm streaming this game, it still can happen quite often. Okay, that part is done. On to phase 3. We're almost done. At least I hope we're almost done. Of course, we still have to deal with the shockwave attack again. Are you fucking kidding me, man? God, I suck! I am not this bad at this boss fight, I swear to God. I don't know why I just keep slipping off. Either that or I keep getting hit by every single red shockwave attack. One of the two always happens to me. Always. Without fail. Okay. Come on, dude. Just spawn already. Thanks. Oh, come on, man. That's some bullshit. I guess one other thing worth pointing out too is my internet decides to take a shit. God damn it. I don't know what the hell that was about. But anyway, one other thing worth pointing out too is that when you are jumping up with that blue launch switch, if you happen to use any if you happen to jump on it with the blue eco, then as soon as you jump, you lose basically all the blue eco you have left over. But thankfully, upon jumping, that does begin the next part of the fight, so feel free to use that to your advantage. Like, as soon as you see the blue eco geyser go off, grab it immediately and begin jumping. Crap. Had a feeling that was going to happen. Die already, damn you! Okay. What's next? Ooh! Hello!
They must not be allowed to get it!
Light Eagle! That could be the stuff that changed me back! Or, might stop that robot. Stay fuzzy, save the world. Choices. Okay, fine. We'll save the world. But do it quickly before I change my mind!
Sounds good to me. Alright folks, this fight is over. Only thing left to do now is to grab the light eco as it falls down. And we gotta do this fast. But upon grabbing the light eco, the fight automatically ends. Die! There we go. Fight is complete, and the battle is won. Bye-bye! Woo! There we go! Plus, we platinumed the game too as a nice bonus. Hell yeah!
Well, it looks like I may have been too hard on you boys. You do have what it takes to be heroes.
But Daxter, now we can't change you back.
Don't worry about me, baby. You know what they say. Big things come in small packages.
You have an incredible talent for channeling Eco. Samos, you may have been right about this one after all.
And Kira, without your help and ingenuity, none of this would have been possible. Perhaps we've found another sage, now that Gaul and Maya are lost. Yes, Gaul and Maya. The Dark Eco probably destroyed them. Probably.
Ah, who cares? Bring 'em on! We can take 'em again, right, Jack? I said, right, Jack? Well, put it on ice, big guy.
I believe that's basically the extent of the scene. And if you don't have all 101 power cells, then unfortunately the scene ends abruptly, like right after. So that kind of sucks. But anyway, that's the game. There is one more cutscene that we can unlock with the power of all 101 power cells. And this, my friends, will play right after this credit sequence is completed. And since we got all the power cells in the game and basically completed everything that there is to complete in the game, we're done after this. After this scene, the game is over. We are literally done in 3 play sessions. I'm as surprised as you are when it comes to playing this game. I was expecting this game to last a little bit longer than it actually turned out to do. I'm serious. I was expecting something more lines of maybe 4 or 5 sessions, but no. Instead, it's just 3. 3 sessions. I will say, we did get quite a bit done within a short time frame, and that is something I'm very happy with, and so I'm very happy to have completed this game 100% for technically the 2nd time. And the reason why I say that is because the first time I did that was during my practice run. And yeah, it was fun. This game is a really fun game, and I highly recommend you pick up the game on PlayStation 3. PS4, I hear that the PS4 re-releases of the games are a bit hit and miss, especially with Jak 2, as there are some animation issues with the game, and there are also some weird flickering and some weird crap going on with the PS4 release. Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy on PS4 does not have this issue. It appears that it only occurs with Jak 2, but I don't know about Jak 3. It might have the same problem as well. So at this moment, it seems to me that the definitive versions of Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy, and even Jak 2 and 3 are definitely the HD re-releases of the game. It's available on PlayStation 3. You can get it on the PlayStation Store. I believe I got my copy of the game digitally. Yeah, that's exactly what I did. I got my copy of the Jak and Daxter collection on PS3 digitally, and when I got it digitally, it was split into the 3 games, so there was like no game selection menu that I had to go through. Not like what I had to go through with the Sly Cooper collection or the Sly collection on PS3. It's just the 3 games are split into 3 separate game files, and as soon as you select one, you can jump straight in, and that's basically how it works digitally. Physically, there is like an additional menu that you have to navigate through to select your game, and I believe if you want to select a different game and play a different one within the same disc, you do have to quit the game and return to the PS3's hub operating system of sorts, and afterwards then you can select a different game from there. But on the PS3, the digital one, it's basically the same thing, just you have to quit in order to select a different game. But for the most part, it seems like the PS3 re-release of Jak and Daxter, at least, is very solid. It's a solid game. It runs at 60 frames per second, and thankfully I've not encountered any frame rate drops whatsoever within the game. Not like with the original or even the PS4 re-release, where frame rate drops were apparent and happened quite often. Like dropping down to like about 30 FPS at most, at the very least, in some scenes. But for the most part, the gameplay is a solid 60, and the PS3 re-release, it's 60 FPS all around. No matter what the scene, no matter the situation, it's always at a locked 60. So that's something I'm very happy with. Internet is finally back. Hello, Working Shawaria, welcome back. Glad to see that you've returned to the stream. As you can see here, we finally beaten the game and we completed it 101%. I am serious. We've just finished the game, so you're just in time for the end. So as far as my thoughts on the game is concerned, this game is awesome and it's a lot of fun, and out of all the different versions of the game that are out there for either the original PS2 or PS4 re-release of the game, or even the PS3 re-release, I go with the PS3 version. At least for me, when it comes to this game in particular. Not so sure about the other 2 games that are in the collection, which are Jak 2 and Jak 3, but either way, it's still nice to see that they're there. So, yeah, it's gonna be fun when I get to those games eventually. Based on my time, yeah, I am thinking about playing something else. As far as what, though, I'm not too sure off the top of my head. I'm definitely gonna play something else as far as a bonus stream is concerned, that's for sure. I might end up playing something on Switch like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but not too sure yet.
Holy yakka! What could that be?
Wow! It's an ancient precursor door! It looks like it will only open if we fill all 100 holes with power cells.
We're heroes, remember? We have 100 power cells.
Nice comment, Daxter. Nice comment. So, after filling up all 100 holes with power cells, this door finally opens. As far as what's behind it, we'll find out right now.
Wow! What is it?
It's so beautiful.
What's behind that blinding light? Well, unfortunately, we will never know. Not until the sequel of Jak and Daxter, which is known as Jak 2. So, after opening up the door, you're kicked right back to the title screen. So that's kind of unfortunate. So, that's that, folks. That's the end of Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy. Very short game, but damn was it fun. And I had a really great time playing through this game again. I honestly did. Sure, I got lost a few times, but oh well, that's what I get for not playing this game for years on end. But anyway, as far as this particular stream is concerned, we're done here. But since today is Saturday, I will be doing a bonus stream, and I think I will end up playing a game on the Switch. As far as what? I'm still thinking about it. I'm still thinking maybe Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Then again, maybe I'll play something different. I'm not 100% sure yet. But I'm gonna go ahead and set things up, and I'll go ahead and sign up for this particular stream. This is General Snivy with the Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy playthrough. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you were able to attend the live stream live, thank you for attending. Next time, it's going to be a new game and a new adventure. What could it possibly be? Even I don't know at this very point. But I'll figure it out as time goes on. And that will begin next weekend. And tomorrow's stream is going to be an off-day stream since we finished this game today. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. See you all next time for a new game and a new stream if you're watching this on YouTube. And as far as everyone else here on Twitch, I'll see you on the bet when I hook everything up to the Switch and I decide on what game to play from there. See you all later.